and then we'll get busy providing the value. So, welcome everybody. My name is Edward Pereira. I am your host of today's show. My co-host, good friend, and business partner Attila Hevesy is here as well to help us out. And then we've got the genius in the house. If you, I haven't said this in a long time. If you took uh, Einstein and plugged him into Warren Buffett, and then taught Warren Buffett all about digital finance, then you get Mr. Barsano. So we'll get a chance to tell you about his background, but let me give you some expectations of why you're here today and the value that we're hoping to provide to you. So if one of you gentlemen would tell me when this comes up on your screen, then I'll make it bigger.
It's there.
Okay, very good. So expectations for today. If you've seen us before, my word of the day is transformation. I want you to not replace that, but put it in second place to cash flow. We've realized that over the last few months, actually the last year, one of the only ways that you can cash flow your money with some consistency is with this trading platform. 100% automated crypto trading and money management platform. Outside of that, I've polled the audience, and I'll shorten the story to some of the answers that we've gotten. There's a couple of ways that you can cash flow besides this. Own a whole bunch of real estate, have a whole bunch of problems with tenants, toilets, and trash. You can also have a whole bunch of money in the stock market and get cash paying dividends. Those are cash flow. You may have your own business, which is a 24/7, 365 job that you're cash flowing. But if you want passive cash flow, something that literally is just set it and forget it. I'm I challenge you to challenge me or challenge us as to where else you can find cash flow. I mean, robbing banks is always an opportunity, but that's a whole lot more risky than what you've got here. So, what are you going to see today? The ability to buy some of your time back. The world's most powerful income producing asset. And that's what you want is income producing assets while you're living your life. I personally, 61 years old, I've got a 11-year-old. I've got a beautiful wife. I've got two older boys as well that I simply want to spend more time with. Right. I've gone through the 3 decades of as a somebody inside the matrix that can tell you all of the things that are programmed against you that are to come. One of our superpowers is that we can not sort of predict the future, but as far as your money's concerned, we can tell you what's coming. And you already know if you're here from traditional finance and we're moving into a asset-based sovereign system, it gives you all the power. All we're trying to do is consolidate that, put it in a system that you literally set up once, takes 5 minutes, and it just makes free money for the rest of your life. About a 45-minute deep dive into Go Baby Trade and its core features and why we're so high on it. The system trades 24/7, mitigates all the risk, 25 years of success, never selling a loss. You're going to see a $1 billion report, which points out optimal trading opportunities. You're going to see live demonstration. Like I said, when we started, it's all about facts. You want to know facts. You don't want to know, we think it's going to do, we hope it's going to do, we would like it to do. This is all, it's done it, and it will continue to do it for you. You'll walk away with a better understanding of why we call it a set it and forget it trading platform. Mr. Barsano, not to steal his thunder, but he's got 50 years of trading, 50 years of programming experience and 25 years of success in both a automated stock platform and an automated crypto platform. So with that, we'll take you to the next slide. I'm not going to bore you to death. This is just a disclaimer to say that you have come here freely, not forced. You're not taking tax advice, legal advice, accounting advice, any kind of advice from us because we're not certified in any of that. We do know one thing. We do know how to make money. And it doesn't matter if we know, the system knows, right? So with that, please don't hold us liable for anything that we say or do. You're semi-adult as we are. Take that to heed, right? Questions that are going to pop in your head that we're going to address. You can read them. We're going to answer every single one of them. Does it work? Yes, it does work. It's been working successfully for 25 years. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Hevesy, and he's going to give you a little bit of background, and then we're going to get into the meat, and you're going to know why you're here.
Thanks, Edward. Good intro. And my job, folks, today is to explain to you how I met Mr. Barsano. And as a result, all of you are here today, and that was back in 2012. But first, his background is such that, well, first, my background. I've been my whole life in the financial realm, one thing or another financial. In 2020, September of 2020, I was lucky enough after in 2017 being turned on to Bitcoin. I didn't know a thing about it, but I didn't do anything with it. But in 2020, I did. I dove in head first and I learned everything I could about this space. Not that you have to. In fact, you don't need to know anything to use this trader. I'll explain that a little bit down the road here in 5 minutes, but basically I did. I was fascinated by this space. I get bored real easy. I've not been bored 1 hour of one day of 1 year in this space. There's so much going on every day. I can't even keep up with one thousandth of it. But anyway, Mr. Barsano has a 9 year history in the Navy. He got out and eventually got hired by Bill Gates at Microsoft, one of the first 300, 350 programmers hired, did an amazing job, retired after 9 years. Young man, still, he was 39.
I'm
Um,
still young.
yes, he
Uh,
is. He looks great for 92, doesn't he? Anyway, what happened was, fortunately for all of us, fortunately, he lost 60% of his net worth in the stock market crash of 2000.
Yes, lucky you.
Yeah, because what he did was,
No.
and this is why it's lucky for all of us that this happened. He was bored and he was a master programmer, so he had that knowledge. And he said, you know what? I feel like I got robbed. And I'm going to level the playing field whereby it really enriched him or gave him the idea to enrich others to build a robotic autonomous trader that trades the stock market 100% unattended. And that's what it did. He launched it in 2001, built it in 2000. And folks, this is amazing technology. Today, back in 2001, it was just like off the charts amazing. It turned itself on after you downloaded the software. Back then, downloadable software. Now, no. But once you did that, it traded by itself and made money for you all day. So fast forward to 2012. This is when I met Mr. Barsano. A mutual friend introduced us. My friend asked me, Attila, how'd you like to make money in the stock market without doing a thing? And I'm like, if you could show me how to do that, I'm all in. And he did. He introduced me to Ed. And 20 minutes into our Zoom or our conference call, back then we really didn't use Zoom. It was more like a conference call of some sort. But I understood exactly what he was saying. And I said, I want to buy this. I did. And it worked amazingly well. Actually helped him market it back then. But fast forward to about 2018, Mr. Barsano ended up selling out to a hedge fund that had previously purchased many licenses from him. And then this is where the story gets real interesting. It takes a turn. What happened was, I think it was March of 2024. I was sitting at my desk and I'm like, you know what? I got a great crypto portfolio, but I'm a cash flow guy. I love cash flow. And unfortunately, I had lost quite a bit of money in the previous 3 years to that, to five different blockchain cash flow crypto projects. And I said, how can I just multiply my crypto in a safe, secure environment? And not soon after, Mr. Barsano's head popped in my brain, and I said, oh my God, I forgot about Ed. I'm sure somewhere along the line, he developed a trader for the crypto market. So I still had his telephone number in my iPhone. I tracked him down. We spoke for 3 hours. Yep. And he confirmed my hunch. He said, yep, I did launch that, Attila, in April of 2021. And he said, it's light years ahead of the stock trader. Now, I really was curious as to why he said that. So I said, how come? And he said, four things real quick. He said, look, in the stock market or any market that you trade, in any trading, you must have absolutely the most volatility you can. He said, there's no asset class with more volatility than crypto. And I agreed because I knew that. And then he said, look, the stock market trades 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto's 24/7, 365, even on holidays. Okay. That's a big advantage, folks. And number three, he said it's not downloadable software anymore. He said I changed it where I improved it to where it's web-based. Again, I didn't know what that meant exactly. So I asked him and he said, look, if you buy the license again, like you did in 2012, I could have you trading live hooked up to your Coinbase in about 10 minutes or less. I said, get out of town. That's light years different than it was in 2012. It was minimum 90 minutes back then. I said, let's do it. I bought the trader on the spot. And in about 8.5 minutes, I was connected live to my Coinbase. And I thought that was brilliant. But folks, number four was the most important thing he said to me. And he said, look, I created a simple API connection where this connects to your own Coinbase or your own Kraken. So that means you and only you control your own crypto. And that's really what should be the most important thing to all of you. Because when I told you I lost a significant amount of money in 5 different blockchain crypto cash flow projects, think about why I lost those monies and that crypto. I didn't control my crypto. It was in a third-party wallet or exchange. Here, total control up to you and me. So I thought that was brilliant. I said, Ed, we got to get the word out on the street. We got to help you market this. So we teamed up with Ed and we're getting the word out. And there's some big things laying ahead here for us in 2026 and beyond. Before I introduce Ed, though, I want to make sure everybody understands two things really important. Number one, and Edward mentioned it, when we say we refer to this trader as a set it and forget it trader, that doesn't mean you're not going to look at it every day to see how much money it's making you or what it's buying, but you don't need to do anything. You literally, after that 8 to 10 minute setup, once you're connected to your exchange, it literally does everything 100% unattended. Number two, please appreciate what this gentleman has done. For the world, what he's done is without anybody being an accredited investor. For those of you that are international, in the US, accredited investor means you've got to have a net worth of over $1 million or a very high income. You don't need to be an accredited investor here. You don't need to know anything about trading. You don't even need to know anything about crypto, and you hardly need to know anything about computers. And you can make money in your sleep. Nobody said it better than Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said, look, if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. And I agree with that. That's true. Your money's got to make money on itself without you in the background, without you doing anything. That's the key to financial wealth and prosperity. So with that, Ed Barsano, thank you so much for being here for all of Crypto Casey's audience. By the way, Edward Pereira and myself are the marketing arm and the education, not so much marketing, but the educational arm
Support.
and the support arm on behalf of Crypto Casey's audience as it pertains to Go Baby Trade, just so you know who we are. So Ed Barsano, the floor is yours. Please share with everyone anything you want to share about your philosophy with the bucket and the well or the money management or the AI or whatever, in whatever order you want to do it. But it's all yours, Ed.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Attila. For
Sure.
starters, I wanna mention that I see you rearranged the chairs behind you since I spoke to you last. Um, what I wanted to say was I took a note while you were talking. First off, Edward, I met your David Beckham's son, a few days ago at that
David.
event. He's like David Beckham,
Oh,
the
my
soccer
son.
player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
David Beckham. Yes,
Yeah.
I've got two boys. One that's 20 years old that's playing semi-pro over in the UK, and then he's got his little brother that's 11 that you had a chance to meet
Walks around with his ball.
Yeah, walks around with his ball. His goal in life is to be better than his brother. So thank you for mentioning that. He really enjoyed meeting the mad scientist as well.
Um,
Cool.
the next note I took here was in 2001, I created the robotic trader. But to be honest, I didn't know in 2001 that what I created was that unique. I created a fully automated trader. I mean, I just assumed, I mean, this is 2001. By now, I mean, people must, I mean, there are programmers out there. How come people haven't created a fully robotic trader that just does it all? I didn't understand. It didn't really sink in literally for 5 years until TD Ameritrade called me out of the blue and said, "Will you connect your trader to us to allow our clients to use it?" And I'm like, "You're a multi-million dollar company. Why are you calling me? Why don't you just write your own, right?" You know? And and his response was, "You're real." I love that. I'll never get past that. I want that on my headstone. And
Yeah,
my
well, look
answer,
at. Sorry to interrupt you.
right,
Look at it in perspective. Fast forward 25 years into the future, and here we are now. And guess what? No one still, and I don't think ever,
right.
has created what you've created. Everybody said, what did everybody tell you? There's no way you could do that. It's impossible.
And that's a lot of reasons people don't sign up is because they say that. If that
Right?
was real, there'd be no market. If it was that easy, everybody would already have it. Who said it was easy? I spent 25 years doing it. Um, and I never had any competitors through the years. I always looked for competitors. I'm like, where are the competitors? Because they do realize this system is getting very robust. And I'm discovering more things. The clients share with me and tell me things, that, I can see what works and what doesn't work. And I take people's suggestions and I filtered out everything that would cause you to lose money. And believe me, there's a lot of corruption in the market, a lot of fake data, fake orders on the order book, on the level two screen. And, and the auto trader counters all that stuff. And it's just continued to do that through the years. And it's like when you're trading manually, you're violating rules. You know you're violating rules even. If you wrote down all the rules of your trading, your strategy, and you looked at every one of those items, and and then you're still going to make that trade. You're going to say, well, I think it's going to go up anyways. Like you're at a roulette wheel or playing craps or something. You just think, or roulette. Is it roulette where you put the ball or your money on the
Roulette.
number?
Roulette.
Roulette. Yeah,
Yeah, roulette.
36 ways to blow yourself up.
I live in Vegas. The only time I go to a casino is to cut through it to get to the buffet in the back. It's amazing. I'm not a gambler. This is not a gambling system. Um, so anyways, the system never violates a rule. Oh yeah, my response back when he said you're real, I said you're right, I am real. I'm not playing. This isn't a game. This is a money machine. Um, and the volatility, Attila, you said that there's no asset class with more volatility. Um,
Right.
and and volatility also means up and down. It goes up and it goes down a lot, and the software knows how to deal with when it goes down. The software knows how to do money management. It does it all for you automatically. It calculates how much money you have a bucket of money in your account, and the software says, well, I want to be able to trade that. I'm going to use my prop, my smart water prop. If you went in and bought a coin up here, the software would allocate the fund so much money to put in that trade so that it reserves enough money so when the coin goes lower, it can continue trading on the volatility up and down. Even if the coin dropped 90%, you would still be down here buying and selling. So you've got the market trap because a coin can only drop. Now, this is simple math. Think about it. It can only drop 100%. That's it. That's a simple number, 100. But profits can be 10,000%. The profits never end. It's just give me free money for life. Okay? Let me demonstrate that on a bucket in a well, a bucket like as if it was water. I'm going to share my screen for a second. All right, here. No one disputes this. There's no way to dispute it. There's nothing to dispute. If it was water, everybody knows that the bucket has to go all the way to the bottom and then go all the way back up and dump out the water. It can't go halfway down. So that's the problem with that. If you were going to try to go all the way to the bottom, I mean, it takes a long time to go all the way down. The coin price isn't going to go all the way down to zero or to one. And, but if it was water, it has to go all the way. It can't go halfway and then go back up. It would be an empty bucket. But for the crypto market, it only has to go down a little to pump money. It goes down a little, you buy, it goes up a little, and you sell. I'm literally telling every developer out there, if you were creating a robotic trading system, there it is. There's your solution. Keep pumping money. They can't stop it. It doesn't matter how far it goes down. Now, when I say it doesn't matter how far it goes down, and you're going to keep pumping money forever, and you're going to win, that still doesn't, it still scares people because when it does go down, people panic. Even though they already know they're covered to the bottom, it doesn't, you're going to keep pumping money forever. And if it goes down here and you're holding what I call these coins, these lots, individual lots that are underwater that you didn't sell because it went lower, anytime you have an update, like a 10%, a coin jumps 10% or 20% or 50%, you sell these off, but then you buy them back again as it wiggles down. So you're always trading, always be trading. If you were a salesman, what would the answer be? Always be closing, right? Isn't that what I saw in that movie? What was
Right.
that movie? Glenn
Glenn
Gary,
Gary,
Glenn.
Glenn Ross.
Yeah.
Glenn Ross. My brain can never remember the name of that movie. Um,
Yeah.
but always be closing well with cryptos. Always be trading in the middle of the night at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Whenever and what's nice about the crypto market is a coin will jump literally 50% up and then 5 minutes come right back down. And if you have an auto trader, all those individual lots that you had that were underwater, it sells them off. And then it goes back down here and then it buys them again down here and it continues trading. It's always trading. It's always taking money. There's literally no way to lose. There's one way to lose, and that is if the coin quickly goes all the way to zero. And the reason I said quickly goes, because if he doesn't quickly go there, you're going to be pumping money. And you might pump $300,000 of profits, and then if it goes to zero, it doesn't matter. You lost 20,000 in open positions, but you made 300,000. So in the wiggles for the rest of your life. I mean, really, anyone that doesn't have an auto trader is missing the boat. Anyone on this show, on this webinar we're doing here, this Zoom, I would
Masterclass.
like to hear sometime during the Zoom, maybe when we get to the Q&A, what your negative thoughts are, because I can help deprogram you because your negative thoughts are wrong. If you're thinking, well, if that was real, there'd be no crypto market, that kind of stuff. Or how, if it was real, everybody would be using it. Why isn't everybody drinking water? Why isn't everybody drinking smart water? I don't know. Everybody doesn't do things. And mostly people are afraid. There's so many scams out there. It's if you're like this system has AI in it, right? AI built in. It's not an AI trader. it's a trader that uses AI. See, now there's the difference. There's other websites, other what you call bots that I mean, this is millions of lines of code. I would hardly call it a bot. But there are bots out there that say, "Oh, look, we have an AI bot." It's like, really, I'd like to hear what your AI does, in your bot, you know, because there's only two things AI can really do. It can tell me in a short term, is the coin going to go higher or is it going to go lower in the next few minutes? And the reason I said in the next few minutes is because what AI is, I'll give you a quick tutorial on AI. It's pattern recognition. And let me put it this way. I thought of this just yesterday, actually, and I mentioned it to a few people. You have AIs in your head, okay? When you're driving and you see that yellow light, if you're a veteran driver, and what is a veteran driver? Someone that's the AI has been learning a long time, because AI is a learning system. So if you're a beginning driver and that light turns yellow, you're slamming your brake on real fast because that's all you're thinking. That's all you know. But once you've been driving a long time, your AI has seen the patterns of, well, there's a car turning in front of me. He's going to turn left in front of me. So my AI automatically says stop. But if there's no cars, your AI says just go. Or even if you're approaching a light that's green, you might start feeling like it's about to turn red or yellow, right? And but you're not consciously thinking of this stuff. It's just your AI is doing that because it's seen the patterns, thousands of patterns, millions of patterns, and it's learned. And that's what the AI is. And so the AI can say, I've seen that pattern before. I've seen these 27 indicators, stochastics, MACD, relative strength index. That's all in the AI. The AI deals with all of that. And it says, I've seen this pattern, and I'm 98% sure the coin's going to go up in the next few minutes. However, the software doesn't act on that unless the software says, based on money management or my profit goals, it's time for me to actually sell. Because if I'm going to sell the coin, if the software says I'm profitable and I'm ready to sell, then it'll call the AI and say, do you think it's going to go higher? And if the AI says it's going to go higher, the software will hold off on taking the profit for a few minutes. And again, I say for a few minutes because the patterns are changing. Every few seconds, the patterns are changing. And if the coin is going lower and the software says it's time to buy more, it'll call another AI and say, do you think it's going to go lower in the next few minutes? You notice the software only called the AI. AI is a separate system from the actual trader. And it only called the AI when the trader says it's time for me to make a trade. The trader dictates things, the AI doesn't. The AI is just a bell and a whistle, maybe you want to call it, or a nice add-on. But the trader is the star of the dish. The trader's been running for 25 years. The technology and the AI has been learning for 25 years. So if someone created an AI system, a system that uses AI in the last couple of years, their AI doesn't know what it doesn't know because it hasn't seen the patterns for 25 years. So if they started doing it 2 years ago, it'd be like a foot race, a 25-year-old running against a 2-year-old. The 2-year-old doesn't have a prayer. And the 2-year-old's going to be wrong a lot because it hasn't seen all the patterns and it's going to be saying, "Oh, the coin's going to go higher," and then half the time it's not. Who needs something that can only give me a 50% guess? I could throw darts and get a 50% guess. It's always 50% if you don't have any technology doing it for you. Anyways, so let's move on from there.
And is it
That
fair to
was all I
say,
wrote.
just to put a pinpoint in that, is it fair to say that you've got 25 years of clean AI trading data, and your system is now 95 to 98% accurate in what happens in the next, say, 20
in its
minutes.
predictions.
Right.
Um,
That's if you stopped right there, that's gold.
well, I know that's why I talk about the bucket and the well to show that the market really is an insult to humanity. It's people have been gambling in the market for years, and I'm like, why are you gambling?
Yeah.
You don't even have to gamble. It's literally free money. And, if you understand this bucket and the well, you notice something about this bucket and the well. It starts from your first buy and goes down. It's saying if the coin goes lower, because if the coin goes up after you buy it and you sell it and take profit, well then what then there's nothing to do. You notice and most people when you make a trade, think of yourselves. When you make a trade, even if you were without an auto trader, if you're manually making a trade, in your mind that coin is going to go up. That's why you're buying that coin right now because you're thinking it's going to go straight up. The auto trader is the opposite. It's prepping you for the worst case scenario. It's prepping you for the kill. It's actually cornering the market and punishing it for going lower. As it goes lower, we accumulate, but we're constantly selling. So it doesn't matter where the price goes, we keep taking money, but at the same time, we're accumulating shares. Accumulating shares isn't bad. Now some of you may have thought that until I just said it. You may think it's bad to add these losers. It's not. If you think of BlackRock, Fidelity, um, who's another big one? Vanguard. Donald Trump has $7 billion worth of crypto. The market has been on a 4-year downtrend. The crypto market has actually been going down for 4 years. It's been wiggling and we've had some up days or up weeks, but then it's continuing its long-term downtrend. It's nothing, there's nothing going on today that hasn't been going on for the last 4 years. The only difference is we're getting a lot more of those down days in a row, so it's scaring people. But in reality, crypto market has been on a downtrend for 4 years. Now those guys didn't all buy. Trump didn't buy $7 billion worth of crypto at the bottom. BlackRock didn't buy $1 trillion worth of crypto at the bottom. They were buying it the whole time it was going down. They're loading up on inventory because they know when this market turns up, and it's going to turn up. I guarantee you 100%. It's not the end of the cryptos. All right, it's the end of crypto. Well, everybody was wrong. Throw it away. No more crypto. That's insanity. The crypto market is going to turn up and we're going to get a long-term uptrend. And all that inventory you were buying on the way down, you're going to be selling off. And not only are you going to be selling that off while it's going up, you're going to be selling off the stuff you bought while it was going down that you loaded up on. It's going to be wiggling while it's going up. It's going to be going up like that. And you're going to be buying more and selling while it's wiggling, while it's going higher. So you're double dipping. You're going to be selling what you bought on the way down, and you're going to be selling more as it buys and sells on the way up. So we're going to be double dipping. We got the market trap at the bottom right now. All these coins are down 80 to 90%. I mean, it's beautiful, man. This is what a gift from God, seriously. And it's just the most remarkable thing. I mean, it's just free money. That's the beauty of the crypto market. It's it's the opposite of the stock market. The stock market is just got so many things built in to just like if you don't have $25,000, you can't do more than 3 round trips in a 5-day period. They have these limitations to keep the little guy down. With the crypto market, you could have $100 in your trading forever. And what's nice about the auto trader is it's saving the profits. It's not even reinvesting them. Unless you want it to, you could set it to reinvest. Otherwise, it's just throwing all those profits into a safe bucket. I live off that money in the safe bucket. I mean, I bought a Range Rover a couple of years ago for 200,000 with profits my auto trader just threw into my safe bucket. It just accumulated. I still got 100,000. I think I still got 100,000. Let's flip over to my auto trader. Yeah, I still have 103,000 in my current save bucket down here. So it's just and I have a Coinbase Visa card and I use it everywhere I go. It's the card that keeps on giving. It's just like free money. I mean, it's an insult to humanity, really. The whole market is an insult to humanity. But humanity doesn't seem to see it. Most people don't seem to see that.
Why,
So
why do you why do you why do you think that is, Ed? Why is it so hard to believe, particularly, and we've been doing this for a while, right? And I talked
I've
about
been
at the
doing it
beginning.
25
But,
years.
but factually, we're talking facts. We're not talking fiction, and we're not talking theory or made up. It baffles me, particularly now, and obviously I'm a product of the product. My family benefits from everything that you have created, and that's all you ever wanted to do was you created it to
Give
benefit
auto traders
yourself,
to everybody. It doesn't
right?
hurt me that you're running an auto trader. Some
No,
people, I heard somebody say once, well, if it was real, he wouldn't be sharing it with you. And I'm like, why not? I need the software too, and I need the infrastructure, and I love the feedback. I mean, you can't pay for the knowledge I have. If you're developing your own system, think about it. Whether it's automated or just manually trading, you're developing a trading system, your ideas. You're sitting at home and you're trying something and then you lose money. And then you try something else and then you lose money. And then you try something else and you lose money. And I don't have to try 1,000 different things to know 1,000 different things don't work. You know why? People tell me. I see the auto traders. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. So I can filter out all the losing things and realize I need to be just chasing money and trap that market at the bottom, punish the market. When they go lower, I'm the opposite of Hillary Clinton. She says when they go low, we go high. That was a nice political statement, I guess. What I say is when they go low, we go low. You want to go down there? I'll go down there now. Think about the control. A lot of people internalize the losses, internalize the fact that not the losses, but the fact that the market's down. They say, I'm down, I'm down. I say, BlackRock's down $1 trillion. They want to steal a few $1,000 from me. What's BlackRock doing? They got to be dying if they're not worried that it's going lower. As a matter of fact, they're probably the ones pushing the prices down to get the little guy out, scare the little guy out. But Edward, back on what Edward was just saying. Why? The challenge over the last 25 years for me has never been the software. It's always been the people and their negative comments and their negative thinking. In they're just they say stuff like, well, if it was real, there'd be no market, or if that was real, if it was that easy, everybody would already have it. I mean, who said it was easy? And those of you who are whatever business you're in, if you were doing it for 25 years, you would make very difficult things look easy. I'm going to tell you right now, when the air conditioning guy came out to the house because one of our I don't know whether it was the air conditioner or the thermostat or the unit in the attic. I went up there in the attic with him, and I saw him open up the panel for this like computer, right? And it's got all these prongs sticking out of it, wires and stuff. And he brought out a device and he started touching things. I was like, oh man, there's no way I'm doing this, man. There's no way I could do that. I mean, I have no idea what he's doing. And he said, oh yeah, yeah, that unit right there is out. This little thing, it's $35. Here you go. He fixed it. And I'm like, wow, if you're a master at your field, then you make hard things look easy. And that's basically, and I've been programming I hate to say it, 50 years since 1974. So,
52.
pardon me. Oh, is it?
52.
Oh, you're really keeping track of my age, aren't you?
Hey, listen, Mr. Programmer. So I got a question for you. Since you're on the trader and based on what you were saying a few minutes ago about the AI, there's a comment by Adolfo that I thought would be apropos to address here. He says, but market crypto data is public. Couldn't it just be uploaded to the AI for analysis, like Schwab?
Well, you can analyze data all I don't know what kind of analysis you plan on doing, because the market is jumping around. You're just the market is random. It's random numbers going up and down.
What,
You know,
why don't you explain the fact that minute by minute, your traders are sending that data
each
back to the
each
AI?
auto, all right, I can tell you how this whole system
This is
works.
the
And this
key.
is why
Listen carefully, folks. Listen carefully to this.
this is
In my,
this is I sold the old system because it was downloadable software. Do you remember Attila saying when I first met him in 2000 and I don't know, 12
12.
maybe.
Yeah,
Was it 12?
12.
And you probably, had a down number one, you probably had a dial-up modem. So that's going to take forever to download the software. Then the other thing is, once the software got to your computer, the software was so big, and with the AI component in there, it was you. People were complaining they couldn't even check their email because you couldn't even use the computer for anything because the auto trader was using up all the resources. It was just too big for the average guy, and people were downloading it all over the world, and and then, so that was a big problem. It was just the software was too big for people's computers. And then the other thing was we were like the Geek Squad. If somebody had a problem with their computer, like they say they couldn't get to Google, they would be calling us. Like I'm like, well, why don't you call your ISP or something? If the internet's down in your area, that's not us. I mean, I had 40 support people to deal with, support. Um, so I sold that company off and I rewrote the software from the ground up, completely rewrote it all. And and I put it on my servers. So now I have racks of each rack or a cabinet, you call them, or they call them racks. Each rack holds 20 servers. And I've got I don't even know how many racks of servers in a big giant cage. I'm looking at the room I'm in. My cage is bigger than this. And this is a pretty big room. So I'm like, the co-location centers have like AT&T, Verizon, big companies. They have all their servers in these, what they call co-location centers. They've got dual electricity, dual air conditioners, and all that stuff. Dual internet. You're never down, okay? So that's where all the auto traders run. So that way they don't have to run on your computer. So it's web based. Right now you're looking at an auto trader here, right? This is just a website that went to the database to see how my auto trader is doing. It shows me everything. It says you're trading live. It's got videos on every page. It's telling me what server the auto trader is running on. I only see that. You guys don't see it on yours. There's no purpose in it. Not for you, but it is important for me. It shows me what my current account value is, any profits today that it's made, any profits it's made over the last 30 days. And I put the date under there for a lot of new people because I get new subscribers every single day. And I wanted to put the date so they could see that their date might be yesterday and that it's not 30 days, but it's still going to be in the 30-day profits taken. So I put the date on there. And then the total profits since this trader went on 12/19/2021.
And you
And I've
started
only been
this
trading
account,
four coins in 4 years.
and you've started this account with about 200K, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Can I get you to hold on because I want to give everybody a snapshot. In a Now it's pretty safe to say in a 95% down market where if you considered prices at the time that you signed up or well, put the system live with $200,000, right? Just a little bit over 4 years ago, it was 4 years on the 19th of
December.
um,
December.
December 2005, right? 4 years. How is it possible? I talked about we would give you facts. How is it possible to 5x your money in a 95% down market?
Easy. Because see, like ACH, it was originally at 12 cents. Now it's under a penny. So you think, well, I'm getting killed. But you know what? I've accumulated all that inventory. I'm still sitting on all that inventory. I'm sitting on, I'm underwater by 143,000 in my open inventory. You say, wow, he's underwater. But the profits taken from the wiggles is 337,000. See, that's the thing. The coin, the whales, I call them the whales, the big guys, they the only tool they have to trick you or to scare you out is to push the price of the coin down. That's what they do. So we have these down days. They try to drive it down lower and lower until your friends and your family say, "Get out, you're being made a fool of. The crypto market's all smoke and mirrors." And then think of how many people sold their Bitcoin, 5, 6 years ago, and missed millions of dollars of profits. Um, but it's the same thing here. They can only push this down. And I'll tell you how it works, the psychology of it. They push the price of the coin down, so that lowers the value of your inventory, which is your open positions. And when that inventory goes down, it lowers your account value. And most people look at their account value. And what I can tell you now, if you learn anything, whether you sign up or not, I don't care. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody on this webinar, stop looking at your account value because it's nothing more than the inventory going down in value. And when that inventory goes down in value, BlackRock's inventory is going down in value too. They're down $1 trillion. They're dying. They got to be jumping out of windows right now if they're worried about such thing. However, I'm not worried about it, and neither are they, because they already know. Well, in their case, they're not pumping money on the wiggles. Buy, sell, buy, sell. But what they are doing is adding to their positions. And that's where a well-seasoned auto trader comes into play. This is what I call a well-seasoned auto trader. Look over here. I've got 23 lots that I own that are underwater. This one here has 25 lots. This shows in your auto trader too. You can see it. And this one here has 47 lots of open inventory. That's gold. That is a well-seasoned auto trader. What makes it a well-seasoned auto trader? Well, I can give you an example. Say you were running a 7-Eleven and you only have one lot. I have 23. Pretend like that's potato chips. You have one lot. You bought it one time and you're hoping it's going to go up. And a school bus full of kids pulls in. You're only going to sell one bag of potato chips. That's all you own. I've got 23 bags. I'm going to sell a lot of inventory off when that school bus pulls in. And what I mean by the school bus, I mean is the coin jumps. Say the coin jumps 10% or 20% in one day. I've got a lot of inventory I'm going to sell off at one time. You don't have any inventory. A well-seasoned auto trader has lots of inventory. Don't even worry about how much inventory because it can only go to zero. And if it does, I mean, let's look at the facts. Alchemy Pay is like Apple Pay worldwide. Actually, they just partnered with Apple Pay a couple months ago. And I was telling people for the last 4 years, when I had to pick coins 4 years ago, I didn't know anything about the crypto market at all when I automated it. I automated it because it's exactly the same as stocks. It's just numbers going up and down. But the difference is the stock market, the prices move like this, like a wave. Cryptos jump around. So a crypto will jump up 10% or even 20% or even 50% or even 100% in value. And then it'll drop down 5 minutes later. It's just they jump around. I mean, that's gold to an auto trader because when it jumps up here, everything you bought down below it sells off profitably. And then it
Ed,
jumps back down and we start buying again. And we're back in the game.
can you show the ones that closed with AI down below?
Sure.
And then don't forget to explain the optimization where each trader minute by minute is sending that data back to the AI. That's something we were going to cover a few minutes ago, and I don't
Well,
think
you
you
know
covered.
what? You want to hear something funny? I don't look at my auto traders unless I'm doing like a webinar. I've been doing this so long, I'm impervious to it. I just know that the auto trader's taking everything the market wants to give you. Remember, Attila, about a month ago, you said, look at all the profit Ed's trader took, $979,000, right? And I
Yep.
said, I didn't take that. And you're like, what?
What?
You're like, what are you talking about? I said, I didn't take no $979,000. That sounds like a lot of money. And you're like, what are you talking about, Ed? It says you took it right there. Well, I didn't take it. And then I said, what I took was this over here, $480, $1,198, $1,053. Look at this. I haven't even looked at this trader in weeks. I didn't even know it was taking all this money. There's that trade, $1,000, 1,100, almost $1,200, 480. That's all in the last couple days,
Hmm.
which is cool. I didn't even know I was taking that. Um, I didn't know my auto trader was taking all that money because sometimes it'll make only $167 or $156. It'll take whatever the market wants to give me. I even saw one in here where it took $1, and it's like, I don't care. I'll take what the market wants to give me. Remember this, folks. The the market dictates what you're going to take in profits. I don't order the market around. If you're running a 7-Eleven, you can't say, I'm going to sell $50 bags of potato chips, by golly. No, you're not. Nobody's going to buy them. You can only sell what the market will bear. And in the 7-Eleven world, you can only sell $2.50 bags of potato chips. So sell 20
And
of them and you made your $50, all right? You can't dictate what the market will bear. Neither can we. We'll take what the market wants to give us.
yeah,
And if the market wants to give me $1,200, I'll take it. The market wants to give me 480, I'll take that. But you see that ACH here, that close? That's just added to my closed positions P&L. This number just keeps going up and up and up. It never goes down. There's no down. I never sell at a loss. Now, the open positions, that's the inventory. Well, that's just the price of the coin going up and down. So this goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But this never goes down. It just keeps going up and up and up and up for the rest of your life. I call the market, it's just free money. I call the
hey Ed,
market an insult to humanity, really. You don't
we
have
got
to gamble.
we've got a ton of questions in the Q&A, so we need to get to the highest trade count because people will ask, well, how do I know what coins to use in my trader once I buy the
All
license?
right. That's what I was
Wh-
actually touching on. Four
Okay.
years ago, there was only 35 coins that Coinbase had that I could trade. And so I researched them. I didn't do deep research. I joke around sometimes and say I did deep research. Really, I just Googled it. But anytime I say I did deep research, I always follow it up with I was joking. There is no deep research. I Googled it. I Googled the companies and I determined that ACH Alchemy Pay is like Apple Pay worldwide. And then a couple months ago they partnered with Apple Pay. Um, Dogecoin, Elon Musk. I mean, I added that one. I started with only three, and then I added Dogecoin later because anytime Elon Musk used to come on TV and say, you could buy a Tesla with your Doge. And I'm like, I could buy a Tesla with any coin. Just sell the coin and buy the car. I don't need to sell Dogecoin. Um, But when he did that, the coin would jump 30%. So I love those pops that it used to make. And because, I'm buying on, small moves on 3% drops, and I have accumulated all that inventory, and then that thing jumps 30%, and I sell 10 lots off at once and make all that money. Um, the graph, these
Highest
guys have,
trade count.
pardon me?
We got to get to
Highest
the
trade
highest
count.
trade count. We got to get to that. We got to get to
Oh,
that
we can't go
screen.
through each one.
No, no, we don't have time, unfortunately.
Ah, I
Yep.
love, I love talking about
Yep.
this guy's got 70,000 other companies using them, so they're
Yeah.
not going away, in my opinion.
While you're transitioning, I've got a question for the audience. Type a yes in if you're a buy and holder in crypto. I have a reason. Okay, go ahead.
Also, while you're bringing that screen up, Ed, somebody in the very beginning was talking about going long and going short. This trader, as you've probably gathered right now, does not short the market. It's just in a 30-second elevator pitch, your coin goes up 5%, the trader takes the profit, unless the AI kicks in and says, wait a minute, there's a 95% probability it's going to keep going up. On the way down, it goes down 3%. It buys more at a discount unless the AI kicks in and says, wait a
Yeah, this
minute.
one here said, "Hold on, don't buy more on that drop yet because AI kicked in and said, hold on."
Exactly.
Here it
Great
is here
example.
also.
Great example. Yep.
Here's the
If
reason. Here's the reason why I asked the question. I got nothing but yeses. To use Ed Barsano's analogy, you as a buy and holder have a 7-Eleven. If you own the trader, you have a 7-Eleven. The difference is if you own the trader, your doors are wide open to buy and sell 24/7, 365. If you are buy and holder, you have a great business in a 7-Eleven and you've locked the doors.
And
Yeah.
you're not letting trading happen. Look at Bitcoin, and I feel bad for all these people that bought in at 120 and now it's down at 70. Here it is down here, 73,000. And and to me, buy and hold is dead because you buy it up here and the coin drops down here, and then you're just, what are you doing? Praying that it's going to go back up there? That's all you got going for you. With us, if I bought it up here and it drops, it's wiggling. It goes up and down. Every chart shows the same thing. They're always wiggling. You're always buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. I'm always trading. I'm always trading. Remember ACH, I told you it was at 12 cents 4 years ago. It's less than a penny now. If I was a
Yeah.
buy and holder at 12 cents and the coin price is all the way down here, what am I going to do? Wait until it goes to 12 cents again? As opposed to
Wow.
trading, I've taken 337,000 of profits from the wiggles. I don't even care where the price goes.
Yeah.
Buy
Well,
and hold is dead.
my philosophy is such that I am a buy and holder with key projects and key coins that I believe in and I've done my research, but I love cash flow. So I cash flow on the side with the trader. So I do both. Why not cash flow while you're holding, right?
However, the trader will do both. It will do both if you want. Like, for instance, these are trading. It says add to decliners, add while it's going down. Do not add to advancers going up because instead of adding while it's going up, you're selling. Allow sells.
Okay, stop right
Now,
there, Ed.
some people some
Stop right
people are
there.
trading are dollar cost averaging XRP. They want to keep the coin. They want it, but they don't want to sell it. So they uncheck allow sell and say because the price could go higher and it won't add if you only have add to decliners, you turn on add to advancers too.
That's the gap, right? That's the gap.
Right. So
That for
now
yeah.
XRP can add as it's going down and as it's going up, and you're not selling any. That's for dollar cost averaging. That's for just if you just want to hold it. What's nice about using the system to do your dollar cost averaging is the software is using proper money management. So you're not buying the coin at the same price that you are previously owned it at. Some people throw $100 a month into their XRP and they're just simply buying it at the same price, and you don't want to do that. You want to let the software do the money management.
Right. That's
So that's
good.
how you dollar cost average. That's for buy and holders.
Did we get to the high trade count or the
No, it's right here.
top traders? No. You wanted to go
It's
to the
under
top
the
trader, right?
menu. It's
Attila?
under
Yeah.
your trade menu here. Menu highest trade counts. And
Right.
that brings up the highest trade counts. And this report, some people call it the $1 billion report. It runs every month. It just came out February 1st. And it shows you the coins that if you were trading them, previous year's trades, closed trades, and these are all profitable trades. It shows you the ones that move the most, as opposed to go to the bottom of the report, and that's where you have the junk coin, junk stuff. I hate to say it, Bitcoin's on line 432 here. I feel bad, but it simply doesn't move enough it doesn't wiggle enough. That's 142 trades in a year versus 1,500 trades in a year. So Go Baby Trade users pick coins from the top of the report, like in the top 20 coins.
And just so everybody knows, when you buy the trader, there is a button in a gray box that says default coins. If you don't want to pick the coins, you click on that, and Ed Barsano's got, is it three or four you have in there now,
Three,
Ed?
three
There's three
coins.
coins that are in the top 20 that wiggle like crazy and give you great returns. Or
Yeah,
you could pick your own. I prefer utility coins, not meme coins. That's me personally.
and
If
it
I do,
shows meme here.
right.
Meme and utility. It
And it
tells you which ones are meme
shows you
and which ones are
which
utility.
exchanges they're available on.
And the exchanges over here in this
Right.
column here, available exchange.
Correctamundo.
But it also shows monthly, September, October, November, December,
Mm.
January. And it shows how many trades they did each month. I mean, look at this FWOG. It just popped up there in the number 3 spot.
Mm.
That's 80 trades. These are all closed profitable trades. There are no closed losers. They're all profitable trades. 80, 58, 100, 46, 32. Now, if you go to the bottom, what are you getting? Well, forget
Not
those.
much.
Those six
Not much.
trades, seven trades, nine trades, eight trades. This is just, if I'm running a 7-Eleven, I want product that moves, that I sell a lot of. If you were actually running a 7-Eleven and you met with the distributor when you first opened your store, someone actually showed me that report. I have the report in my email. Um, it actually looks just like this, and it shows the products that move the most, the soft drinks and the vapes and things like that. Things that they move, the candy bars, potato chips, stuff that moves the most, hot dogs. They sell the most of them.
Okay.
As you don't want to put iodine on your store in your 7-Eleven, you won't sell any. However, I saw my wife using iodine yesterday on her
Hey Ed.
wrist.
So listen,
She
we've
didn't buy
got
it at 7-Eleven.
so listen, the thing is that we've got only one more area to cover because another common question that pops up is how much money should I be throwing into the trader once I own my license? And that's all over the map. We can't give you financial advice. I started with 9 grand. I've added since then. Okay. Um, but there's a report here that shows the top 50 traders. And you could see some of the results with very, very small amounts. Can you bring that up, Ed? That's
Yep,
right
I
there.
got it here.
Okay.
Now, now let me say that something about this. You say,
Yep.
why would somebody only start with $163 or $200 after they paid $3,500 for the software? There's a lot of reasons. One, even if you never went live and just paper traded, the software would be worth its weight in gold. You know why? Because it'll deprogram you. Once you watch the auto trader run for a while, you're going to go, oh, I get it. Just free money. This is the ultimate savings account. And and or sometimes people start with a small amount of money and they watch it run for a while and then they throw, big money in. They want to watch it run. I know someone that trades with $100. He was trading with $100 and then he upped it to 200 and
Did you try again? Sorry.
then he's upping, some people, or they'll watch it run for a while and then they'll throw 100,000 in,
Yep, I have
so
an example of a gentleman just before we went live today. A gentleman signed up last week, was in simulation, wanted to see what it was doing. It made him money hand over fist, called me and begged me to get on to connected live today. He put in $2,500. He was so convinced in less than a week, he transferred in over $50,000 because the money was sitting there dormant, losing money in fiat cash that he went all in.
right. If you put it in a bank, you get nothing while they're busy loaning your money out for 30% interest. It
I just
makes
got a
it
statement yesterday from my business bank. My
what they show
savings
you some
account
interest.
0.001%, literally 0.001% on my savings. I got last week and I actually sent it to you. Actually, it was a couple of days ago. They sent me an interest statement on $10,200. I made a penny.
Now, what an embarrassment. And the stamp costs them more than that,
Yep.
you know. So yeah, I mean it is an insult to humanity, I call the market. However, it's free money and there's nothing anybody can do to stop us. We're not violating any laws. It always feels a little criminal to me to even be doing this. But I mean, I'm not doing anything illegal. You buy a coin at one price and sell it at a higher price. The difference is keeping track of all the lots the individual buys so that you're never selling one of them at a loss. And then the other one is what was I going to say? Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say about that. But I mean, you're just never selling at a loss, and it's like the ultimate savings account. But the auto trader itself. Oh, what I was going to say earlier was each auto trader every minute writes data to files. Why does every auto trader, thousands of auto traders that are running all over the world, are writing data to files? And that data is being picked up by the AI. And then the AI, it's what they call trains on that data so that it sees all these millions of different patterns and it sees them and it's seen these patterns thousands of times so that it could say, oh, when that happens, that happens. Kind of like when the light turns yellow, it's going to turn red. Okay. I didn't even tell the auto trader. If I was writing an AI for driving, I don't even have to tell the auto trader that when that it's gonna go red. I'm gonna give it the indicators, but it'll figure out that when it goes yellow, it's gonna go red. That's what AI is. AI is a learning system. You can't tell AI 1 plus 1 is 2. It'll figure that out on its own. Just give it the data. And you give it millions of patterns. You're just constantly feeding it data. And my AI has been running for 25 years. But really, it's the simplest game in town. Picture a 7-Eleven. If I go to the bottom here and just look, all these blanks means opens. You can see on the right all these opens down here. And then you see closes. Closes have money on the right here. You can see profit loss. So if you just scroll up, this is like a 7-Eleven. You're stocking the shelves and then you're selling it, and stocking the shelves and then you're selling it. It's a constant, you're just pumping money. You're just literally pumping free money forever. And there's no gimmick. It's not a gimmick. I mean, it's not a gimmick. It's real.
Yep.
I call the whole market an insult to humanity. Now, I don't understand. The software's never been the challenge. The people have always been the challenge because they're just brainwashed. They've been taught to think that they have to gamble. And I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see any reason to gamble. I mean, so people throw their money in. I mean, it's a numbers game. It's just a numbers game. The more money you have, the more money it makes. If you put 100% of a million is different than 100% of 1,000. So once you start running an auto trader, you'll start trying to figure out where can you find money to throw into the market. I actually have a video on the website that says don't mortgage your house. And I didn't create that out of thin air. People were mortgaging their house to put money into the auto trader because they know the more money they have, the more money it's going to make. Now, I try to talk people out of that. I don't like the idea of mortgaging your house. That's if you already paid off your house, I hate to think,
Hey,
I don't
Ed,
want to
we
turn on a
gotta
mortgage.
we gotta get into the Q&A. We're running a little behind here. We got a ton of questions, actually good ones. I read a couple of them. Do you
Cool.
mind if we do that?
Let me check the time. It's 12:14. Yeah, I think I have time. I have until 1.
Okay. So let's start that. Edward, why don't I grab the first one? Um,
Carlos?
yeah, Mr. Barsano, if I can generate an API at a decentralized exchange, can I connect Go Baby Trade to a decentralized exchange?
Do you want me to answer that? A
Yeah, I mean, I can
decentralized,
answer it
it's
with
not
one word. No.
Coinbase. It would
What?
have to be Coinbase or Kraken. We only
Oh,
automated Coinbase and Kraken.
right.
Coinbase and Kraken are two US based exchanges. They
Yeah.
have clients all over the world. I mean, I've got clients in just about every legal state, every,
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Western country. So yeah, I mean, they're everywhere. And Coinbase trades on in the US stock market. I feel real confident about them. Plus, I have a lot of clients with a lot of money, over a million, a few million in these auto traders. And even me, I trust Coinbase. Um, I have faith in Coinbase that I trust Coinbase more than I would some cold storage device or some third
Yeah.
world or some other
Yep.
exchange out there.
Yep. Okay. Good
That's
answer.
why I only automated Coinbase and Kraken.
Yeah, I mean, but Coinbase is a public company. Kraken has a very good reputation. They spend, I mean, tons and tons of money on cybersecurity and safety of your funds. They're not going
Right.
anywhere. They're the
Anyone
top.
that's been hacked on Coinbase, as far as I can tell, they let the hacker into their account.
Right. They don't. They didn't even use 2FA, for example. That's a must.
Or a perfect example is you get a text message that says someone from Poland or Portugal is trying to access your account. If it's not you, call this number. Can
Yeah.
I tell you
And
something? Don't call that number. That's a
never,
hacker.
never. Right.
So if you
Okay.
call that number and you actually let the hacker into your account and they steal your coins, it wasn't Coinbase that got hacked, it was you.
Right. Okay. So thank you, Ed. Ralph has a question. Is the trader internally using any of these methods? Now, I can't read them all, but it's basically
Just name
FIFO,
a few.
FIFO, LIFO, HIFO, LOFO. I
The
mean, he
auto,
named,
all right, those things, the trader uses LIFO, last in, first out. If I buy something at $10 and it goes to $1, and then it goes to and I buy again at $1 and it goes to $2, the one that I bought at 1 is the last one I bought, and it's going to sell it at $2 for a profit. However, the exchange is going to log it on their side as if you sold the one you bought at 10. That's the highest in HIFO. Highest in, first out. They're going to say you sold the one at that you bought at $10, you sold it at 2 for an $8 loss. Now, for tax purposes, that's great. As a matter of fact, someone just told me yesterday, she sent me email. She said, Go Baby Trade shows I made 14,000 of profit last year.
hmm,
Coinbase shows on their side that I lost 22,000. Thank you. That's for tax purposes. That 14,000 is real money. You really made that. Now, if they just logged it for tax purposes as a big $22,000 loss, I'm like, thank you. That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Edward, you want to grab the next one? Can you see the questions today?
I can. My system's not blinked yet.
No, okay.
Bill,
No,
off the
he can
wall,
see it.
off the wall question. At midnight Eastern Standard Time, the system refreshes. Does the internal system? Question mark.
It
Keep
restarts your
the
auto trader
right,
at midnight. It
right.
actually goes off and goes back on.
But it's almost instantaneously. There's no large gap in time, correct?
Right.
Okay, cool.
And it maintains your trades. It maintains your
Yep.
positions, obviously.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't it never sleeps.
It's not closing out positions.
Well,
Yep.
because it goes off and back on, and that way it can. You see this up here? It says today's move. Well, that helps us know what was the last price yesterday and then today, so we can calculate today's move. And then if I make changes to the trader, um, it recalculates all these things, 30-day profits, that's all important. Um, Today's profits taken goes to zero at midnight because it starts a new day. Um, yeah, so, and then if I make any code changes, it'll automatically pick up the new changes at midnight.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna hop over to the chat for a second. Terrence says, I already have Coinbase. Do you have a step-by-step instructions to get started? Yes. We have even better than that. Stand by. How much money do I need to get started? That's an opinion
It's
question.
on
But
you, whatever.
for example, I lit up one of the traders for one of my kids. I started with $5,000, and in 4 months, it's made me over 25%, or for my little one. Uh, Using Go Baby Trade will that will be my biggest purchase. Yes, but if you look at, let me break that down in reverse. So yes, it's going to cost you $3.19 a day to have a professional seasoned trader in your camp that will literally spit money out for the rest of your life. Let me give you some example just based on what Ed's. I was in the background doing some calculations. In that 4 year period, I gave you the example. Excuse me, and this didn't happen all at once, but over a 4 year period of time, he started with 200,000. It made him 979,000 and change. I did the actual math. The actual math comes out to 122% on his money over that 4 year period. Now, don't ask me if it makes that every year. I'm telling you, over that period of time of 4 years, it made that. So, and we'll touch on this as we close out. But what if it just made 2% a month? That's 24% a year. Please challenge me and tell me where you're making 24% on your money every month. I mean, a year with cash flow. It just simply doesn't exist. So, Terrence, I can't tell you where to start. I can just tell you start. We've got a lot of
Can
people that put
I would
in.
like to add something
Okay,
to that.
bear with me. Let me just finish my thought. So if you started with $5,000, you're talking about all in 80 for $8,500, right? 5,000 in the investment, and I'll show you if we have time at the end. I've got an online calculator that takes that exact amount and looks at a 9 year span. 9 years is going to go by whether you invest in this or not. But I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you, when Ed called it the best savings account you could possibly have, I'm going to give you a quick example. Not right now, but at the end. Get started. Add a little bit of money every single month. Don't gamble anymore with your money. I'll show you an example of 5 grand in. If I told you, if I said this, Terrence, give me $1, and in 4 years I'll give you five back. How many dollars would you give me? The answer is all of them, right? This is not a guessing game. This is a proven, I talked about over and over again. We're going to present things that are wow, that make you fall off your seat, but they're all factually based. All I can say, and I think my colleagues would concur, if you're going to choose to do so, please get started and then look at any extra money that you have that you want to put away at the end of each month and drop it into USDC in the trader. You will be independent before you're eligible to be retired. Not even know how old you are. But
All right, we
Ed, you
really
wanted to
got
comment.
All right. Yes, I did. You notice I was playing around with this. I was picking all these times while I'm sleeping. 1:36 in the morning while I'm sleeping. I'm making money. Um, the two things I wanted to say about getting started. I hear it all the time. People sign up and they say, "Oh man, I heard about you a year ago. I should have signed up a year ago." Or I heard about you 6 months ago. Then they turn it on and they see what it's doing. They're going, "Oh my God, I should have turned this thing on 6 months ago." I hear it all the time. You're gonna sign up whether for the rest of your life. Even Attila, you said it. You hit the nail on the head right in the beginning of the presentation. You had a hard time in the market in back in 2024, and you said, "Oh my God, I just remembered Ed. I
Yeah,
bet he automated that crypto market." And then you called me, and then so basically,
yeah.
if you'd have called me in 2021, you'd have been on board
Oh
right as soon
boy.
as I turned it on.
Yeah, don't remind
Instead,
me.
you waited 3 years.
Don't
Um,
remind me. Yeah.
Thank goodness you
yeah,
made that phone call, or none of us would be here today. Thank you, gentlemen.
yeah, really. The other thing is, for all of you out there, let me tell you this. Every day that you're not running an auto trader, this is real. This is real. Number one, you're not building inventory. And you don't build that inventory. You don't get what I that's called a well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of inventory that it built up over the years. You don't get that overnight. When you first sign up, you're going to buy one lot. And if it goes up, it's going to sell it, and then it's going to buy it again. And hopefully you're going to get a crashing market. This crashing market's been a gift from God. This whole market, especially these last few months where the market's going straight down, I'm like, I love you because we're loading up on all this crazy inventory at the lowest prices. I mean, we're buying inventory at ridiculous prices. Like I said, GRT, the graph, I mean, they've got 70,000 users and they write stuff that interacts with the blockchain. I'm a programmer. I don't interact with the blockchain. How would I even program that? That would be another programming discipline that I don't feel like bothering with. I don't want to learn it. I can call their functions to put stuff on the blockchain and take stuff off. I don't see them going anywhere. But the fact that they were $1 4 years ago and now they're sitting at 2 cents, 2.95 cents, that's a joke. That tells me the
Um,
whales are loading up at the
yep.
lowest prices. And what's happening is they're scaring the little guy out because the little guy buys a coin up here, sees the price go down here, especially if you're a buy and holder, you're just dead. Because then you see the price drop 90% and you go, oh man, just sell it at a loss. No, no way. Especially if you're trading, though, you're always taking profits. But I have a lot of nice inventory. So every day that you're not trading, is a day you're not giving your auto trader a chance to build inventory because inventory is critical. It's just like running a 7-Eleven. You can't run a 7-Eleven without product in the store. And you can't wait for the buses of people to come in before you order the stuff. You got to buy stuff in advance. I mean, I didn't invent commerce. All right? This is just commerce. This is how commerce is done. You buy stuff, you put it on the shelf, and you sell it at a higher price. It's actually not rocket science at all. The automation of it is what people think can't be done. And really the automation is the easiest part. I actually Attila, you mentioned 9 years, 999. I was in the Navy 8 years,
Oh, okay. I thought
in
you said
nuclear
9-1.
engineering for 2 years, and Microsoft for 8.5 years.
Okay. All right. Very
The
good.
other thing is every day that you're not running an auto trader, you're not getting this free money that's just popping in for no reason. It's just wiggling prices, wiggling. So that's just another day you're not taking free money out of the market.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
I feel like every person that doesn't actually, I wish I could take a survey because every person that's even on this webinar, and I'm not a salesman, I couldn't sell candy in 6th grade going block to block I could explain that story later. I could not sell $1 candy bars. other people on the other blocks, they sold a whole box of candy bars. I'm like, I don't know how I did that. I sold one candy bar on the whole block, on the whole street. I'm not a salesman. I'm a programmer. But
Right.
every day that you're not trading is a day you're not just taking free money. And like I said, the programming isn't my challenge. The people are the challenge because I haven't figured that out. I don't understand why everybody in the world wouldn't be using this. Actually, some people ask that question. Well, if this is so great, how come everybody's not using it? And my answer is, why aren't you using it? I come back with. Because then there's your answer. Somehow you have something in your brain that says, I don't want free money. I don't get it.
Yeah. We got to get on with the questions that Ken P is asking. This runs on whose servers?
Mine, Go Baby Trade servers. And
Okay.
we have backups every half hour. There are backups on all the servers. Plus servers crash. Didn't that sound like a bad thing? If I tell
Yeah,
you a server crashes, that scares you, right? Light bulbs go out. I'm looking at a light bulb right now in this room. You know, it's not out, but I pointed at it. If a light bulb goes out, other light bulbs don't pick up the slack. But if a server goes out, power supplies go out, motherboards crash, things happen. Okay. If a server goes out, all the auto traders running on that server will automatically get picked up by the other servers. The other servers battle it out to run your trader. So you're never down for more than ever. If a server crashed, you would be down 10 minutes because
okay.
it's called a heartbeat. Your auto trader is talking to the database every 10 minutes saying, I'm here, I'm here. It's called a heartbeat. If that goes away, if that stops for 10 minutes, other auto traders, other servers will pick up the job and run it.
Right.
Awesome.
So Ken's got a follow-up question. Ken, I'm assuming you're talking about the trader. He says, can robot be manually edited to run it
The way I need it to.
the way I need it to? So I've got
Yeah,
a
you have
comical
the edit
answer.
strategy. You have the edit. You have the.
Right. Let
Here's the
me
strategy. You can edit the strategy
you can, but let me override that.
and change
If
the
you can
settings.
if you think you can outthink over 3 million lines of code and 25 years of continuous refinement, okay. But if you my advice to you, just friendly advice, not professional advice, is leave it alone. Every day, Ed's team is looking to optimize it and it has gotten rid of all the things that don't work and only kept the things that do work. If you want to manually trade it, don't. Don't buy the trader because
Well, no,
you're going to
no,
end
no,
up.
that's not
Hold on,
true. I
hold
don't
on,
want to
hold
say
on,
don't
hold
because
on.
people do
Hold,
it. People do manual trades.
I know, but it defeats,
You
in
can
my humble opinion, it defeats the point of having something that works for you to make you free money 24/7, 365. You can do it and buy it, but the only thing I would say as a caveat to that is I've raised my profit goal from 3% to 5%. That's it.
right.
Yeah, but that's based on Ed Barsano changing that default to 5%.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
That's all. Now,
Yeah,
you
But
didn't do that
I'm
on
just
your
saying
own.
his question was, can he manually trade? And the answer is yes.
yes. Yes, and that's why I said you can, but if you think you can outsmart it, think again. No disrespect in my response, Ken. It's just that it's been refined. It continues to be refined. I talked about very early on. What does this buy back for me? I'm going to answer for me. This buys back my time that I can spend with my family. I spent 3 years inside the matrix. I served 32 years as a federal agent, working my tail to the bone and almost not surviving. Guess what this is? This is not work anymore. My life revolves around the fact that this has freed up my time to spend with my family because I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be here forever. And it takes
I
a huge
am.
worry. I know you are. It takes a huge, that's because you're smart water. It takes a huge worry off of me to be able to automate a part of my financial life. And it literally changed my concept of how money worked. Because it really is as simple as the bucket in the well. So
All right, let me.
my advice is think about it hard, unless you want to. Attila hasn't said it yet, but what did Warren Buffett say, Attila?
If you're not making money in your sleep, you're going to work till you die.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, even if you wanted to do manual trading, you still have, I mean, that's an occasional kind of thing. Like when we had the flash crash on October 10th and the coins dropped 30%. I jumped in there and bought $5,000 more of a few coins at that drop. And then it
Yeah,
just
but
bounced right back. I mean, it's not what I want to say is it's not a black box where you can't do anything. I think, Edward, I think that was the question.
mhm.
Is it some
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
no,
a
no, you
black
can.
box where you can't do anything? You can do it. The buttons are there.
Yeah, you can.
in the spirit of people not hurting themselves with this trader, let me just say two things. Being that I've known Ed Barsano since 2012, like he said about an hour ago, one of the ways this won't work is if the coin goes to zero. Highly, highly unlikely because Coinbase and Kraken really take their time and vet these coins before they decide to list them. They're not going to list a dog. It's happened before, but few and far between. But Ed, you got to admit, the only other way we've seen people blow themselves up is by manually trading and changing the settings, right?
Yep.
So that's the only reason we're saying what we're saying. If you want to manually trade
Yeah.
and blow yourself up, it's your money. I mean, we can't force you not to do it. I
Hey,
Right.
don't know.
Ken.
Yeah,
My
it's
answer to
doable.
Ken is go
It's
ahead and
doable.
manually trade. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to hurt you. You know what you're doing. As long as he knows what he's doing, don't worry about it. And I
Sure.
All
know
right.
I know what I'm doing. I do manual trades occasionally. I'm just saying you have the ability to if you want
Yep.
to. It's not a black box where you can't touch it.
Yep. But it's been to my point, we're all semi-adults. It's been optimized for you to check that box.
So you
Hey,
don't have to.
can I make money in my sleep? Check. Let's go on with life, right?
Yeah.
So,
Let's go on with the Q and
And
A.
you're not going to be
uh,
trading, he's not going to be trading at 2 in the morning when this thing's taking profits.
Right.
So
no,
just let the
no, he
auto
might,
trader at
he
least
might.
be running.
All right, Sam, Mr. Barsano, you said before that you didn't like choosing meme coins in your GBT account. Why do you not like meme coins?
Well, meme coins are joke coins, stuff like that. They start out as joke coins, whereas utility coins are actual companies that have products that make money. Utility,
Yep.
utility,
Yep.
utility.
Okay.
Now, why do I feel that way? Other people educated me. Okay. I listen to you. I listen to the clients. And I hear a lot of clients say, I don't want to trade you meme coins. I only want to trade utility coins. Real companies with real products.
All right.
That's
Okay.
it.
Charles, could Edward please share his two paper trades account that he's shown recently? One with Bonkondo, Pepe, and Whiff. I can show you that one because they're all in the same. Would like to see how good it's doing in performing in this current market. Sure. Stand by a second.
While you're
I just
bringing that up,
unshared.
and let me read the next question while you're bringing that up. And by the way, Edward, do me a favor, just show what you started with and what your profit is, because we got so many other
Yeah,
questions.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, yep, it's taking you longer to explain than me to show it. Okay. I started with this $100,000. It'll be on March 25th. It'll be a year, right? So
Right.
a little bit, so around 10 months. It's made me in my sleep over $49,000 in profit, right? So this shows you, I know the gentleman, I think is Charles. Look, Whiff has been going crazy. Bonk has been less active recently, but you can see there's still a lot of trades on all of them. So
Yep.
all good coins. When I chose these were this is a simulation account that I chose based on Mr. Barsano releasing the highest trade count report, or what I call the $1 billion report. And Bonk, Ando, Pepe, and Whiff were all in the top 10. Some of them slipped, but they're all still good quality coins of which you can look at in that report. So there you go.
Yep.
And you're going
Great.
to take profits forever.
Yep.
All right. So, hi, Ed. This is Dave Arnett. Hi, Ed. I'm new to this and I'm having struggles with coin selection slash strategy. I want to make good coin choices, coins that will not fail or stay down forever. Aside from high trade counts on the 3% trade list, what are other things I should consider when choosing coins? Let me answer that one. First of all, you could obviously hit the default button and it'll default to the three really high volatile coins Mr. Barsano is having a great amount of success
Well,
with.
other people are
And
trading them. That's why they're there.
yeah, right. So other than that, my philosophy is this. I don't do memes. I stick with the top 30 or 40, or I'll go into ones that I also personally own, like XRP. I love Ondo. I love Morpho is doing great for me. MORPHO. It's trading like crazy.
See, those are other
AIOZ.
coins. You don't even
SUI.
need.
SUI is great. SUI. So I'm not telling you what to trade, but I'm just telling you what's done well for myself and others. Okay, so and also there's no excuses, guys. We hand out in the chat two or three different times our personal support emails. You can always email us and ask this to us, over the email, and again, we're not giving financial advice, but we could say, hey, I know people that have traded this, that, and the other, and it's working great for them. So,
Well,
and
there are other websites that some people mention to me that show, I think maybe this one here what might have been it. Coincodex.com, most volatile crypto, I mean,
yeah, but
there
that's
are
it. And
there are
that's it
other
in February.
companies, there are other companies that show you high volatility coins.
Right, but be careful with those because that said in February. Just because it was the most volatile in February, it doesn't mean it's going to continue to be volatile
Well,
across the board.
that
That's
has bit people, but it hasn't necessarily been the coins. It's been a lot of times it's the market. The market itself has been pushing the coins lower. But as long as you have an auto trader, even though the coins are trending lower, they're still wiggling. Like these coins, ACH, it's trending lower. Anyone trading ACH, you can see that it's pretty low, but yet we're still taking profits. We're still taking profits. And there's GRT. It's been trending really low, but we're still taking profits. I mean, there's a lot of gameplay in the market. The whales are having a field day, and they're scaring the public and the pub because if picture a whale, a high wealthy person. If he wants to buy $30 million worth of a coin, the best way to do it is he needs people out there selling $30 million worth of that coin. And the best way to do that is to drive the price down. Don't ask me how they do it, but they do it. So, I mean, they're sitting on 95% of the cryptos. The public is only sitting on 5%. They literally control these prices. So they push the prices down, scare the public out. The public sells those coins, and who do you think's buying them? So that's what's going on.
okay. Well done. Well said. All
All
right.
right.
So,
Let me jump to the bottom for a second. John is asking, can you review the price? It appears that on the website that Crypto Casey's discount is not active. I just put it in the chat. It is active. It may have gotten jumbled, but I just checked it. So, John, there you go. If you have any questions, yeah, please do reach out to us.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it says Ted is saying, Ed, can you add the crypto coin MON to the highest trade count?
I just want to see. There's Crypto Casey's discount. Yeah, it's showing.
Yep.
Yep.
Um, the highest trade count.
Can you
If I
add
go to the
MON?
highest trade count,
MON.
So I,
He's
I have
asked.
the answer. If it's not been trading actively for 12 months, it will not
Yeah.
hit the
Right.
um, the trade count.
Right. Very good. That's probably why it's not there. Okay. Blah, 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 blah.
right, right. If it has to at least be trading for a year, otherwise I can't make this number previous year's closed trades. There
Yep.
wouldn't
And
be
I
at
just looked
least
it
12
up.
months.
Just looked it up. The coin went active November 24th, 2025. That's why it's not on there.
Yeah.
John, John is asking, I heard the answer about the above methods of filing taxes, but how does this assist with tax filing? A report is generated, question mark? Listen, guys,
80,
here's the thing.
Yes.
8489. Okay.
Here's the thing. Taxes are always a function of the exchange. You're going to receive right about now, maybe you probably got it already, a note from either Coinbase or Kraken. Hey, your profit and loss statement is ready in the back office on the dashboard. Here's where you could find it. Boom, that's it. You copy that. I'm sorry. You print that, hand it to your CPA if you want to. If you don't want to, that's your choice. That's the way it works. Okay, so basically
Yeah.
that's what we're looking at. The trader's got nothing to do with taxes.
Hey, Daniel, you've got a four-part, very lengthy question. Lots of great points. I'm going to ask that you reach out to us. I'll put in the email address for Attila and I directly, and we're happy to jump on a Zoom for 15 minutes and go over that. I don't want to breeze through it. I want to make sure you get a comprehensive answer. Could we please discuss this question live? The logic, I'll read your first question, and then I would ask you to email us. They're happy to help you.
Yep.
Could you please discuss it live? The logic of the trader's money management is incredible. Yes, it is. However, I think a review is needed of our advice and strategy for choosing coins beyond just volatility, as I think it's currently too blasé. Okay.
I
So
don't
I'm
have
assuming,
any advice for picking coins that aren't on the
nope,
highest trade count report. I
he's
only
just
pick coins that are on the highest trade count
right.
report.
He's just asking for opinion, but that's just part of his four-part question. Daniel, if you wouldn't mind, um,
Yeah.
send us an email, and we'll jump on a call with you. Not a problem. So good time to put the support emails in and a link to the frequently asked questions. Happy to help you. We're here to serve you. I don't want to dismiss you without telling you that we'll take good care of you. So I just posted support at gobabytrade.com. Uh, if you send a note to Ed, you better have 3 hours to chat because that's his shortest phone call. And
Well, I
then,
won't be able to help in
no,
regards, like, I'm not an
I'm,
investment advisor.
I'm,
I can't tell them how to pick
yeah,
coins.
I'm joking. You can
Oh,
send an email to support at RCT Marketing Systems, and Attila and I are happy to set aside a little bit of time to jump on a call with you and discuss that. Obviously, you're very relatively new to the exposure of the trader and the power that it has. We want to make sure that you completely understand everything that it's going to do for you. So happy to do so. The link is to frequently asked questions for anybody that has, and that's also in the trader. First one I posted was Crypto Casey's link. If you click on that, it's going to take you right to the front page. Not obligated to buy anything, but you can do all of your own research as well as look at the frequently asked questions, and it will absolutely. I bet there's not a question in there that somebody hasn't asked that you're gonna outsmart it, and yes, it's AI driven. So, all right. Mesa, Ed, do you see X stocks trading becoming part of Go Baby Trade's roadmap? I'm assuming that's a trading platform, given where tokenization of equities seems to be heading.
I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah.
understand the question.
So I believe X stocks is a
I'm not
trading
sure.
exchange.
I'm not sure what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, it may be a new trading exchange that my assumption is that it's a tokenized equities platform, and I believe they're just asking the question: Does that is that part of potentially a platform that you would
All right.
API to?
I don't
Right.
I don't just automate other exchanges. I don't see the purpose of it. I only use an exchange to fill the orders. I really don't care what their interface looks like or anything. You must have a reason you like whatever X is, X stocks. But I don't care what they look like on their side, as long as they're secure and they have an API and my trader can talk to them because your all your coins and and your fiat is all sitting over in the exchange. And but Go Baby Trade never has access to any of it, and so I don't. Some people want me to automate different exchanges, and I don't see the purpose of it. Why not just put your money in Coinbase and let the auto trader trade that way? Would be my answer. But no, I don't
Yep.
see it.
Yeah. X stocks, I just looked it up quickly, is an industry standard for tokenized equities. That is tokenizing of stocks and ETFs. Yeah,
Oh, well, if you're talking about, I don't know about tokenized, but if you want to trade the stock market, you can, open a trade station account, the auto trader, you can open up a stock auto trader. Go Baby Trade Auto Trader to trade stocks.
all right, Carrie Howell. If you don't feel like the coins you've chosen are moving, is it advisable to change?
No.
No, it's not advisable to change.
No.
Because what you're going to do is, how are you going to do that? You've already tied up, in this case, 200,000 into this coin. Are you going to say stop trading that coin and then go down here and start putting more coins? It's not. Because there's one thing that's valuable that, in addition to the high volatility coins, the other thing that's valuable is a well-seasoned auto trader. The fact that I own 23 lots of that coin, I don't want to. I've already traded this coin bought and sold and rode the coin all the way down to here, say down here. Or let's say I took it down to here. If I stop trading that coin and it drops 30% more, then I haven't trapped the market then. If I stop trading a coin, because then it goes down 30% and it's wiggling down here like crazy, but I'm not making any money because I'm not trading it anymore. I'm waiting for it to go all the way up there 30%. I never stop trading. All these coins are continuing to trade, even ACH and GRT, which really are down a lot over the last few years in terms of the price of the coins. But look, I'm still taking profits. I'm still taking profits down here. I never stop trading a coin. So I don't believe in that. And I see other people doing it, doing what you said, and I don't like it. And when I talk to those people, we kind of turn the trading back on. Sometimes they'll have 20 coins and they've unchecked 15 of them, and then they've checked one and then they've unchecked a few more, and then they check another one, and I'm like, you know what? Turn the trading back on and let the auto trader do what it does. Because
Yeah.
trapping the market is a critical thing. You got it trapped at the bottom. That means the profits never end. Never end for the rest of your life. As long as you can keep buying and selling that coin at the bottom, I don't even care where the price is. A lot
Hey,
of
Ed.
people want the prices to be high. I don't agree with that. I don't care if a coin's down 90%. Just keep pumping me money for the rest of my life.
Ed, can you go to 130 last Friday when the bottom fell out of the market? I want to make sure everybody understands a concept. I have a dear friend that owns the trader, and
January
she's
30th?
yeah, and she said to me a couple weeks ago, "Boy, my trader hasn't done much lately." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. The trader's got nothing to do with it. The trader will make you as much money as the
As the market
market.
wants to give
The
you.
market is willing to give the trader. But I want to show everybody when the bottom fell out of the market, 130, last Friday, 130, the bottom fell out. I mean, it was, where are you going,
Oh,
Ed?
January 30th of this year?
Yeah, January
Oh, I
30th.
went to January 30th of 2025. Look at
No,
all
no,
these
no.
closes.
No, just
I
the
mean,
other day.
ACH to go off ACH went from almost 2 cents to 6 cents. That was a 200% jump, and we had a field day that day.
No, I
But
want
you're
to
talking
show
about you want to go to
I
January
want to
30th.
show people, I want to show people what it looked like when the bottom fell out of the market. Actually, on 130, nothing happened. But
My auto
I,
trader didn't even buy or sell on that day. You see down here is the dates.
right, right. So that was a crazy day. But
On
the
the
day after,
31st, it bought a few, and then it
it's
sold.
It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. When it's down, it buys more inventory. When it's up, it takes your profit. That's all you got to know. It's literally that simple. Okay. Now,
And people want to make it harder than that, and
yeah, I
it's
know.
not harder.
I know. And to be frank with everybody, the easiest people to work with that have the trader are the ones that don't know anything about trading. They're just going to set it and forget it. The ones that are tough are the ones that have traded themselves before, and then they want to do all kinds of crazy stuff, and they want to
Well, they want to
outthink.
automate all the stuff that never worked, and then they have an auto
Yeah.
trader that automatically loses.
They're just bringing their old habits from what didn't work into an automated space that works and has been working brilliantly for 25 years. So anyway, Ed, we're reaching the end here. We got 5 more minutes to go. I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your valuable time every week. Crypto Casey really appreciates this. I'm sure her audience does. And we covered an awful lot today. We definitely went
Yeah.
over with how much, we were trying to keep it to 90 minutes, but we went almost 30 minutes past. But that's okay. Thank you for your time. And I want to congratulate
Go Navy.
everybody that made it here today. Thank you and good move, smart move. We're here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. on behalf of Crypto Casey. So we'll be back next week, same time, same channel. If you have any questions, Edward has posted everything in the chat as far as Crypto Casey's discount link, the community, the link for the free community you could join, and then also the customer support emails that you could use to ask us additional questions whenever needed. So, Edward, any last words, my friend?
Yep, I'm trying right behind to follow your words with posting the resources for everybody. The financial intelligence for you community is open. We just started it a month or so ago. We got some great people in there. If you got additional questions or you want to ask folks what's been their experience thus far, you're welcome to join that. I'm also going to post. What am I going to post? I'm going to post our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe us, hit the notification button. And every time, when it's usually about 24 to 48 hours before this replay is up, also look for the replay in your from Zoom. It will automatically send you one. And then just ask questions. Don't be afraid to
Yep.
ask questions. This is, as I started, this is one of the most, and again, I'll speak for me and my family. This has provided me a lot of comfort. I've gotten to know Ed. As a matter of fact, we all just spoke at a conference this past week. This gentleman is genuine and has created something that serves everybody. It's so shocking that everybody that goes through this process when we're sharing this information and comes out the back end and doesn't have a chance to really process it. Look at what you've been taught. I told you I spent 32 years inside the matrix. I can tell you it's programmed against you. It's programmed to keep you captured and poor, not prosperous. This is an opportunity to break that chain for you and generations to come behind you. As I biblically am following, my instructions are to create a legacy for my children's children, and this is doing it for me. We're not talking you into anything, but if it resonates with you, then come back until you're comfortable enough to change your financial future for the positive. Other than that, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity and the investment of your time in allowing us to impart a little bit of shocking financial news on you. Ed, as I always say, thank you for changing the trajectory of the future of the financial future of my family. As always, both you and Attila are here on a weekly basis with me, spreading the good news. And thank you.
Yep.
You're
So,
welcome. Thank you.
guys, go forth and multiply your money. We're here to help you, and thank you again for being here. We'll see you next week, if not sooner.
Very
Adios.
good. Cheers.
Bye for now.